As a child, I understood that Prisoner was a popular television series. Despite never viewing an episode, it frightened me. The idea of being in prison was terrifying, yet I'd never visited one, didn't know anyone working there, or indeed incarcerated. In many ways, my emotional response was unexplainable, irrational. My only reference point was viewing a few television commercials of the show. Whilst it doesn't necessarily make sense, this fear of mine was very real, so much so that it's possibly a reason why I wasn't especially mischievous. I was compliant for fear of what might happen. The fear was about me, but it was also about other people. With hindsight, it wasn't so much the idea of being in a cell and having limited privileges that spooked this childhood self. It was more a fear of other people and what they might choose to do in that prison. Also looming large during this period was the possibility for me of World War III. We'd been learning about World War I and World War II at school. My grandfather served in World War II. As a family, we didn't ever speak of his experiences, but my imagination ran rife. Again, it wasn't so much the guns or grenades themselves that frightened me. It was why and how other people might choose to deploy such weapons. Decades on, it turns out that the essence of this fear still runs deep. No longer do I make choices based on whether or not I'll end up in prison, but I remain concerned about the harm that humanity chooses to inflict upon itself. This time of our lives has made me look at other people more than ever before and wonder, of what are we capable? This wondering and these capabilities can move either way. We can be in a situation where we look and we think, you are capable of greatness. And equally, we can look and think, you might be capable of great horror. In the Western world, the fear of others gained prominence with 9/11, and now it seems that every time we look to a news report, there's just another example of humanity's depravity. MH17, the trauma of Sydney's Lindt Cafe incident, the Bastille Day bombing in Nice, the senseless slaughtering of a priest, stabbing of individuals in a street, and the shame of the Dondale Detention Centre. Of course, there are a myriad of complex reasons as to what provokes such attacks, and each are worthy of deep analysis. As an educator, I've been desperately searching for profound, yet somehow simple answers that translate across all ages. The cognitive and emotional range between the 3-year-olds and the 18-year-olds at MLC is vast. And as a staff, we've chosen to mentor our youth so that they may choose purposeful camaraderie and ultimately purposeful futures. At its core, this mission holds us responsible for shaping hearts and minds. Primarily, it is such shaping that creates the culture of our nation. With the view that no change can come about until we first understand the cause of current acts of terror, it became clear to me that none of this is about 2016 or even the past 100 years. It is an age-old, systemic cause that doesn't discriminate in terms of gender or race. It permeates our lifestyles, the choices we make, and fundamentally how we live. It is surprisingly easy to diagnose, although we don't often label or talk about it. The root cause of this unprecedented worldwide stranglehold of fear is BTD. You may know a sufferer, you may be in recovery yourself. The outbreaks begin small, but at a rapid pace they seem to attack every part of our circulatory system, thereby literally infecting our heart and mind. BTD is the better than disease. There are various strains. The most commonly identifiable ones look something like this. My religion is better than your religion. My politics are better than yours. My house is better than yours. My skin colour is better than yours. My job is better than yours. My gender and my sexuality are better than yours. My children are more successful than your children. Just like fear, BTD breeds in childhood. Just like terrorism, it strikes when we least expect it. Upon discovering BTD in your life, the outlook seems initially bleak. With festering wounds of unhelpful competition and contempt, BTD favours arrogance, racial incitement, and hatred. It is deadly. Fortunately, though, there have been a team of scientists, artists, educators and philosophers working collaboratively for centuries to raise an antidote to BTD. This antidote may be taken in small doses. In fact, as it is very age-specific, significant time to regulate the ideal quantity is often required. The critical element is that it must be taken daily from 3 different vials in the following order. At this point, you should know that this extraordinarily precious and sadly seemingly rare triple tonic is available in every country from reputable, ethical distributors. The first vial contains love, the second, learning, and the third, leadership. The triple tonic is a commitment to learn about one another, to love one another, and ultimately to lead with one another. Learning is about seeking to understand. Loving is offering unconditional kindness and care. And leading is facilitating and influencing change that benefits all. If we can learn, love and lead through our fear of one another, BTD cannot thrive. Now, before there's a rush on offering me your credit cards to purchase the triple tonic, allow me to share the very best part. Each vial doesn't cost a cent. Instead, just like anything worthwhile, the investment for each vial is time and practice. It is an altruistic discipline. In the end, if we want to eradicate unfounded fear of each other across the globe, if we really want to live the essence of MLC's 2016 theme, as actualised beautifully from our levers in Ohana, then we must cure the better than disease. The heroines and the heroes of today will be those of us who purposefully choose learning, love, and leadership. Together at MLC, we might just make this an idea worth spreading. Blessings to you all.